and welcome to my Hump Day Lunch Break Live. So excited to be here today, and I am on my lunch break just like everyone else. So if you're joining, please tell me what you're having for lunch today. My name is Beth Maxwell. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I do own my own paper crafting company. Actually, business. Sorry. I'm going to apologize right away today because my allergies are acting up, so I'm a little stuffy, and I may have to take a moment to blow my nose or something. But today's card is really cool. It is going to be a booklet fun fold. So excited to bring it to you. We're going to be using two different stamp sets. We'll be using Party Puffins and Penguin Place. I love both of these. They're so cute, and we're going to put them together today. This is in our July to December mini catalog. So if you don't have a mini catalog and you don't have a demonstrator, please let me know. You can go to my website at www.mystampstudio.com, and you can go to the contact page and just send me a little comment saying, hey, I'd love to have a catalog, and I'll reach out to you. Hi, Becky. How are you today? And we're halfway through celebration, ladies and gents. I can't believe this time is flying. If you don't know what celebration is one of the most awesome times in the Stampin' Up! Year. Stampin' Up! Will gift you an item from our celebration catalog for every $50 or $100 that you spend. So this is our little celebration one. Now, all these items, the majority are while supplies last, and I can guarantee that a lot of these won't last through the end of September. So if there's something in here that you want, make sure to get your order in and you can get your items in. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get started because we are on lunch break. So we're on a limited time here. So let me move some things out of the way. I'm just going to leave a scratch paper here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of Pool Party. This measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches. We're going to be scoring this at 5.5 and at 4. So I'll bring in my trimmer here to do my scoring. So I'm going to go right to my 5.5 inch mark right here and do my first score. And then I'm going to, actually I should have done it the other way. Let me go back. I'm going to go to 4 and do my first score. And then I'm just going to slide it up to 5.5 and do my second score. All right. So it's still really the same size, standard size card that we make, and it will still fit in the envelopes. What's going to be different about this is we are only going to open this part of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my bone folder here so I can get this smoothed out. Okay, and you do want to press along now those score lines, burnish it a little bit, and really give it a good crease. That way this will open up nicely. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring in a piece of designer series paper, and this first piece is cut 4 by 3 3/4. Now I'll have all the measurements and all the supplies that I've used on my website a little bit later today, and if you are watching this during YouTube replay, I'll have it also in the description. So if you're on Facebook watching this, please let me know that you're watching. Say hi, send me a thumbs up, send me some love. Facebook loves when people interact, and it actually helps boost my Facebook lives and everything. They just have an algorithm, and they want to know if people are interested in what I'm showing. So if you haven't done that, I'd appreciate it if you would. If you're on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. So it's a little subscribe button down below. And also, if you click on the little bell icon, that notifies you anytime you're logged into YouTube that I've posted another video. So let's get our next step going here. So I've taken another piece of designer series paper, and this is actually the designer series paper from the host rewards that you can get. And it is, oh my goodness, I forgot the name of it. It is this giant set. You can see I dive into it all the time. It is the Pattern Party Designer Series paper. There are 48 12 by 12 sheets in here. It is an amazing deal. How can you get it? When you host a workshop, so you collect orders with friends or actually do a workshop with me, you can actually get that as a reward. So these two pieces are going to adhere like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on right away. So I'm just using my seal here. You can use Seal Plus, you can use liquid glue, use your favorite adhesive. And this piece is also Pool Party, so it coordinates really well with our cardstock. Right. Now my next piece here is black. You can use the other side too. So all of our designer series paper is double-sided. I just wanted to use the black because I'm going to make my penguins and my puffins black. So go ahead and put a little bit on there. Now, the next step that we're going to do is we're going to actually kind of close off and make our book so it doesn't, the card doesn't open this way. To do that, we could put adhesive here if you want to. I mean, you can just run a little bit there. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use some ribbon to tie it closed. So I am using our white organdy glitter ribbon, and this is in our July to December mini catalog. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie a bow here. Quick and easy. You know, it looks like this card is going to be really hard. It really isn't. And people will just love it when you send it to them. I mean, who doesn't like a hand stamped card, right? Especially since we can't see each person in person anymore right now. Think of a card as a hug. So when they open the card, they get your love. All right, I'm going to take a sharp pair of snips here and just trim that off. So there we go. Isn't that cute? Now, I have a piece of basic white. And I'm going to cut this to be 4 inches by 3 3/4. I'm sorry. Yeah, one piece is going to be 4 inches by 3 3/4. Normally what I have is I usually have my white cardstock already cut. I'm going to show you how I normally have it. So I usually have a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut this one at 4 right now. All right. And I'm going to go ahead to my 3 3/4 right here. All right. So now I have an extra piece right here. Save this piece. This is going to be for the inside of our card. So I'm just going to put that aside right now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this piece down to be 4 inches. Oh, that is already. Maybe I need a little bit smaller, 3 3/4 inch, I think. Yeah, 3 3/4. Okay. I'm going to make a little snowbank for my penguin. All right. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to bring in our penguin place, and I'm going to grab this little line here. So I've already mounted that on my block. Now this is twistable, so you can make whatever kind of hill you want. I'm just going to do it this way here. We'll just do it like that. Nope, my block is wet. Hold on. I'm going to actually angle this so I can fit that whole thing right on there. I'm going to bring in my Pool Party ink. It coordinates with my designer series paper and my cardstock. I'm just going to ink that up. And then I'm going to stamp it so I have a hill. All right, so here's my little hill. Just like that. Go ahead and clean that stamp off. Okay, I don't want to clean, so we'll leave it right there. Then I'm going to take my snips, and I'm just going to cut that. Oop, I need my paper snips. So here we go. I've already cut one out. And I'm going to adhere this right to the front of my card, just like that. So grab the seal here, put a little piece right there. Here we go. And let's put it right in the front. And I'm just going to meet the edges of that designer paper, just like that. All right. Now, on another scrap piece of white, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my penguin. So I'm going to take my penguin here, and I'm going to use this cute little guy. So let's pull him out. And I'm going to stamp him in StazOn. I'm not going to be coloring with blends or anything, so StazOn will be a good black to use. I like to use StazOn because it gives me a nice crisp black. You can use Memento too. But I want to make sure I get this inked up really well. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you. StazOn is kind of sticky. So when you stamp with your StazOn, don't leave it on your paper for too long because it will stick and you don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to turn this so I have enough room for him. All right. So I'm going to press down and then I'm going to lift up. See how it's sticking? That's because I kind of held it down too long. All right. Now there is StazOn cleaner to get that cleaned up. And I'm just going to go grab my cleaner real quick here. The other thing you can do is use your Stampin' Scrub and Mist. That usually cleans it up pretty good. But I want to cover this up because that dries out really fast. And I am just going to take my StazOn cleaner here. Now we don't sell the StazOn cleaner, but you can get this in local craft stores. And we'll put it right here. And I like to clean my stamps right away when I use the StazOn. Otherwise, it's going to stay on. Hee hee. Funny name, right? StazOn, it'll stay on. Okay. Now I want to go ahead and put a little beak on him. So the beak that I'm going to use here is, let me just see which one it is. This one right here. It's a tiny little one. It is this one right here. So I'm going to grab a smaller block and I'm just going to put it on the corner of my block here. Let me see. So when I put it down, it's sticking to me. All right. And now I'm going to bring in, we'll go ahead and do pumpkin pie. I kind of always think of their beaks as being orange. So we'll go ahead and do pumpkin pie here. And I'm going to just stamp that right. And you can see through, so you can see where you're going with this one. Right here. Oops. I had it on upside down. That's not going to work. Okay. So in the event that happens, go ahead and grab your stamp again. And restamp your image. Oops. You know, if things like this one happen, it would be no fun doing these videos, right? Okay. So I grabbed my Memento, oops, but that's okay, you can use that too. And we're going to be fussy cutting this one out, so it's okay that it's not, you don't have a lot of room there. It'll be all right. All right, let's bring the pumpkin back in here and making sure I'm going the right way this time. We'll just stamp it on my scrap. And I need to actually turn this to go, I want to go this way. Okay, it's a little sticky, so it's sticking to my finger here. All right, there we go. No, I still don't have it going the right direction. Well, we'll try it this way. All right, so I am just going to put this right in the front of my little penguin here, just like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, get that one cleaned off. Now those are darn little pieces, so I would recommend putting them back in your stamp set right away because they will get lost. All right, now we're just going to fussy cut this guy out. And again, I'm using my sharp snips. I dedicate this one to paper. My other one I dedicate to ribbon. All right, because cutting paper will eventually dull your snips here. All right, and I'm leaving a little bit of a white edge because, you know, when you die cut or when you use a punch, it leaves a little bit of a white edge, so it's okay to leave a white edge. And I'm turning my paper, not my scissors, as I cut, just like this. So it goes pretty fast. It's a pretty easy one to cut out. This one does have a coordinating punch with it, but it punches this guy out right here. And I will be showing some other videos this week on Facebook and on YouTube showing some punch techniques. So you can use the punch and make some really cool ones. In fact, one will be a snowman. It'll be really cute. All right, so he is just going to go down the hill. I'm going to actually pop him up on dimensionals. And my dimensionals are right here. That is very true. You can add Becky mentioned that if you don't adhere this all the way down, you can just put a little bit on the sides and the inside and slide a gift card in here. Awesome idea. All right. So here's this little guy right here. All right. And, you know, for the fun of it, I'm going to show you, I really want to show you how that guy looks, but instead, I'm going to pull in this one because we're going to be using our puffins. So we're going to have our puffins meet our penguins. Now, probably in real life that won't happen because I believe they're on opposite ends of the globe. And I just need to grab another scrap piece of paper here. This should be good enough. Can come up really good. I'm going to grab a pumpkin pie and actually I'm going to grab mango and we'll do pool party. No, we'll do Coastal Cabana for his little beak and feet. So we're going to change it up just a little bit. So let's put a little color here. Now normally Memento ink is great for your blends and you typically wouldn't use your markers, but it's a small area and it shouldn't be too bad as long as you're not coloring into that black ink. And if you do a little bit, then just go it off in your paper. All right, we'll get this one trimmed out real quick. And this guy is really easy to cut out too. I like using stamp sets and images that are easy to cut out because a lot of times they don't always have dies or punches. And the more intricate something is, the harder it is to cut. But these have pretty straight edges here, so they're pretty easy to cut. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. So don't be worried if your first time you don't cut it all that great. Practice. It really isn't hard. It's just a matter of getting used to it. All right, and we're going to put him right at the bottom, just like that. And we'll go ahead and put him up on a dimensional too. All right. Oh, there we go. Just like that. Now I'm going to take another scrap of white here. I actually have some scraps already cut that I put aside. And I'm going to use just a thin 1/2-inch strip here. So when I'm trimming my cardstock, I save some of these. I don't save everyone because I cut a lot of cardstock, but I do like to save a few. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to stamp to the coolest friend ever. And I'm just going to do that in black. And we'll grab my block here. I'll just grab this one. Now, I like to put my stamp on my work surface when I'm using photopolymer, especially these long skinny ones, because they can kind of twist and then they won't be straight. Just a little tip there for you. Okay, so we're just going to ink that up. Then I just happen to use Memento. And now I'm going to go ahead and stamp this right onto my strip. And it's just a 1/2-inch wide. I didn't measure the length. I'm going to be trimming it anyways, so I'm not too worried about the length. As long as it's long enough for your sentiment, you are good to go. All right. So see how it's too long? I just need to trim it down a little bit. And just to make it kind of cool, I'm going to trim here, and I'm going to make my own banner cut here. Nifty little technique. You can always use a punch to do this too if you want your banner to be just right. I'm okay with it not being just right. My friends know I'm not perfect, so. And you know, that's part of being a crafter. Everything is not perfect. If it was, it would be machine made and it wouldn't be as nice. Okay, so to the coolest friend ever. Now you can put it up on top or you could stamp it on the bottom. Because I don't have anything up here, I'm just going to put it up on top. And again, I'm going to use more dimensionals. I'll put one right here and one right here. Peel that off. All right. Coolest friend ever. There we go. Looking cute. And now for the inside, I have a piece of white, and this white measures 4 by 3 3/4, just like the designer series paper. And I'm going to be putting that on the inside here. All right. So I have To the Coolest Friend Ever, but I need to have a sentiment on the inside. So that's where I'm going to pull back in my Puffin set, and I'm going to do Happy Birthday, Make-A-Wish. So I'm going to grab my Make-A-Wish here. So I'll set that one down here. And then I'm going to do Make-A-Wish. And I'm going to stamp it in the same color. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp it all at one time. All right. Pull back in my Pool Party ink. Ink this up. Make sure it's all inked. If you're not sure if something's inked, use your scrap paper and just, oops, it's stuck here. Just stamp it off. And you can see that it's all inked. So then just re-ink it. Make sure your paper is going the right way. I'm going to put this higher towards the top. Just like that. Because now, when I adhere this on the inside, I'm going to add another little penguin. All right, so let's put this on the inside. Just do my corners here. Now the seal adhesive is pretty strong, so you don't need a whole lot. All right, so here we go. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is I need to grab a piece of black cardstock. And I'm going to take my punch here. I'm going to open it up. And I'm just going to slide this in right here just to get this portion. So I'm going to punch that out. And now I'm just going to take a piece of random white here. I think I have a strip somewhere. Well, maybe this is big enough. Let's see. We'll just slide that one in. Punch that out. Okay, get rid of all my little scrappies here. So now what we have is our base, our body, and the inside. Just like that. So let's go ahead and stamp this so that we can get it into our card. So I'm going to pull back in my penguin clay stamp set. And we're going to grab our little eyeballs here. So these two right here are the little eyeballs. I am going to grab my little feet in here as well. So I will be putting my feet on the other side here. All right, and you'll see why in just a moment. So let's go ahead, and the other little piece that we'll need then is going to be this other beak. So I'll put this one on this side. All right, so let's get our black. And I'm going to stamp these pretty high up here. Just like that. All right. So it looks kind of funny right now. But when you add all the other things, it's going to look really cute. Just telling you, this set is adorable. All right, let's find our pumpkin pie again. Here we go. And I'm going to take this little foot. And I'm going to put one right here. Now you could also punch these little feet out with pumpkin pie. And I'm just turning this upside down so I can see it better. So you could stamp your feet on there. Otherwise, you could actually use this punch to punch out feet. All right. So that's what it's going to look like so far. And now I'm going to take my little beak here, stamp that in pumpkin pie. And right where that little V is pretty much where I'm going to put this. Just like that. So that's already looking cute just like it is. But we need to add everything back together so it's all in one place, all put together. And my little stamp stuck to my finger. All right. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive in the back here. pop this right onto my penguin, just like that. Isn't that cute? And we'll put him or her right on the inside of our card, just like that. So we'll put a little bit of adhesive. You could use, again, liquid glue. I just have to have my seal on my table, so that's what I'm using. There we go. Isn't that cute? So our party puffins met our penguin place to make this cute little booklet fun fold. I hope you enjoyed this. And again, I will have all of this up on my website later this afternoon. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see it down in the description. Thanks, everyone. Have an awesome day and enjoy your lunch.